Oh, wait. What's this? There it is! There it is! There it is! Let's gather around the campfire and sing our campfire song. Our CAMPFIRESONG song. And if you don't think that we can sing it faster, then you're wrong. But it'll help if you just sing along. Bum, bum, bum. No fucking way. Holy she literally got murked during an investigation? When I came into the hallway, a scene more surprising than I could ever imagine. Oh my god, is there a third murder ever imagined unfolded? No! Oh my fucking! No fucking way! No! No fucking way! Are you okay? Transfer student from beyond the grave, class trial. Let's begin it. In session. I probably should have got another brand name beverage before I started it, but whatever. Gotta clear the thrusty before this starts. Now then, let's begin with the basic explanation of the class trial. During the trial, you'll present your arguments for who the culprit is, and vote for whodunnit. Vote correctly, and only the blackened will be punished. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will graduate from this academy. Also, refusing to vote will result in your death, so you better vote for someone. Now, smiles everyone, it's showtime. It's showtime. Let's get this crazy awesome trial underway. Sorry everyone, but I don't think I'm going to be much of help this time. Because of Monokuma's disruptions, I couldn't do a thorough investigation. I can tell Monokuma is overcompensating to hide his self-consciousness. Next time, spend less time fixing your hair and more time investigating, spaceman. Shut up! I don't need to hear some comedy act from you two weirdos. Who did it? Who killed Angie and Tenko? Do not let your emotions hasten your judgment. There may be two killers. So, our other culprit might not be one of us here? Huh? What do you mean? Oh, she talking about the theory that I had at the beginning that it could be one of the transfer students? The transfer student. Maybe our resurrected transfer student dragged Angie and Tenko into their grave. Stop it! Stop making stuff up! Say something, Suichi. It'll be a mess if this keeps going on. Is it even possible for a revived corpse to be the culprit? Well, it is in the interest of being thorough, I should clear things up here. Unfortunately, though, as much as I'd like to believe that a student came back from the dead, it's not possible. Committed the murder and recently deceased. They came back to life and killed two of our classmates. No! So, the ritual didn't work? No, it didn't! Soichigayo, the Necronomicon was not burned! The steps were not completed. The ritual was a bust. I don't think Angie's ritual succeeded. According to the Necronomicon, Monokuma showed us, you have to burn the Necronomicon in the ritual. And because it wasn't burnt, the ritual wasn't a success. After preparing the effigy, burn the Necronomicon to ashes. Use caution. Be mindful of carbon monoxide poisoning. Sprinkle the ashes on the effigy and repeat the name of the deceased 3 times. If Angie's ritual had succeeded, the book would have been gone. So she must have been killed before the ritual was complete, since the book was still intact. Then, going to think Rentaro probably not culprit. Oh, I guess you're right. Well, duh! There's no way a dead person could resurrect. Now hold on a second! I can't let that comment stand. Sure, everybody knows that you can't bring the dead back to life. But it's easy at the Ultimate Academy, as long as you use the Necronomicon. What are you talking about? There's no way that's possible. But it's true. I never lie about motives.
Daddy said so he can't be wrong. Raising the dead is totally possible.
Man, I can't believe you guys wasted such a perfectly good motive. You should have let me use it to bring Monodam back to life.
Monodam is still alive, though.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't waste a resurrection on Monodam's corpse. Damn, they're back to bullying him. That's fucked up. He's gonna kill you next, bro.
Oh, so resurrecting the dead was actually possible the whole time?
There's no way that's possible! There's no way that could happen, idiots. Monokuma's trying to confuse us. Let's hurry up and find out who the Blackened is. If our transfer student isn't the culprit, then blame falls on one of us. Who? Who did it? Step aside, half pint. I'll handle this. I don't know about Tenko, but I'm pretty fucking sure Kyo murdered Angie.
What? Why?
Don't play dumb with me, creep show. I already know that what happened. Interesting theory, Mew. The culprit used the katana to kill Angie. And that was found in Kyo's research lab, which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious. But anyone could have taken the katana, you see? So the rusty katana was the murder weapon? You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo. I did not care about some katana. Just admit it, you shitting worm. Or shit-eating worm. You were the one who broke into the room. No, Kyo would not have been able to enter Angie's lab. Isn't that right, Tsumugi? Because he's not part of the student fucking council. He can't get in there, bro. How was he supposed to get in if the doors were locked the whole fucking night?
Yeah, before Angie locked herself up in a research lab, she said she wasn't going to open up for anyone but the student council members.
And Kyo is not a member. She wouldn't have opened the door for him. Kyo couldn't have killed Angie, even if he wanted to.
I had no desire to kill her in the first place.
So whoever killed Angie must have been one of the student council members, yeah?
I was doing a bit to lead you to the right answer. Can't believe you actually got it.
Oh, how clever!
You just ignore her, Gunta. The remaining student council members are Gunta, Kibo, Tsumugi, and Himiko.
Well, it can't be Himiko. She was besties with Angie. I trust friendship. You guys do too, right? Yeah, of course. Can we trust their friendship so readily? Obviously. Let's believe in them. Believe it, as Naruto would say.
That trims our list of suspects down to 3. Gunta, Tsumugi, and Kibo.
Yep, the culprit is one of those 3 people. You mean one of those 2 people? Because a robot ain't people, Jack. I will let that remark slide. Anyway, aren't these accusations just a tad too hasty? What is? The culprit should confess already. Gunta, Keyboy, or Tsumugi. Well? No, not Gunta! Gunta would never kill Angie!
Yeah, Gunta's a gentleman. You shouldn't suspect either of us.
Hey, stick up for me too! Gunta definitely not hurt anyone. Torture Gunta if you don't believe.
Torture might be a bit too far, but Gunta and I aren't culprits.
And I am not the culprit either. Jeez. Gunta not the culprit. I'm plainly not the culprit. Oh, I see. I already see my answer. We must consider other possibilities. Surely there must be suspects outside of the student council. That's utterly impossible.
Not just anyone could open that door. Only student council members can open the door.
Soichigayo, you can pick the lock. No, it wasn't just the student council members that could have opened the lab door.
What was it you said earlier about Q opening the door, Suichi? Unless you're a student council member, you can't enter Enji's lab, right?
I was referring to Kyu. He couldn't have done it, but you could have. Because I saw you open the classroom lock by picking it. Kokichi pulled out some thin needles and stuck them into the keyhole of the lock. Click, 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 clack.
There, open sesame. Oh, that happened? I totally forgot.
So you're going to pretend you don't remember, huh?
Quit glaring at me like that. Of course I remember. Yeah, I did it. I killed Angie.
Remember, everyone, he lies. It's not him. It's not him. Come on. As much as I want it to be. Wait, what? What did you just say?
I picked the lock in her lab, snuck into the room, and then wham! I killed Angie. The culprit was me all along.
What?
What are you saying? Is this some kind of joke? Nah, no joke. I thought if I would confess, I could atone for my sins. And it helped! I feel so much better! Phew! Wait, so Kokichi really is culprit?
No, he's lying! I think... maybe? He's lying. I'm certain of it.
No, definitely not a lie. I killed Angie. Shouldn't you guys believe the culprit when they confess?
Let me ask you, culprit, how did you lock the room?
Huh? It's the same as opening it. You pick the locked door from the outside.
No, that doesn't make sense. Huh? What doesn't make sense? Can't you lock a door by picking it? That's exactly the point you can't! Right? Maybe, but that's not how the culprit locked the room. They used a different method. What different method? Yeah, Mumbles! Use your big boy voice and explain yourself! There were 2 doors to the classroom, and the one locked last was... the back door. Soka! The back door. That's how they made a locked room mystery.
The back door had a sliding lock, yes? How was it locked from the outside?
The culprit used a certain tool. A tool the culprit used to lock the sliding lock from the outside was... oh, fuck. Oh, no, Shosh, not this shit. Oh, bruh, what the fuck going on in Miami, bruh? Tits. Tits. Oh, fuck, I should have used that one first. Ah, fuck my ass. Good thing I got that perk that lets me, you know what I'm saying? I think I'm really fucking up here, ladies and gents. Yeah! Suck my ass! Soka! Use the katana. The gold leaf katana, that was stabbed into Kaide's effigy. The culprit used that to hit the knob of the sliding lock and lock the door. So the gold leaf was on the sliding lock because when the katana hit the lock, some of the gold leaf rubbed off on it. The gold leaf on the katana did peel rather easily. That evidence rings a bell. Specifically, a school bell. Remember Sayaka's wrist? Huh? Are you talking about a different school? What school was that? Now, that doesn't matter anymore. Let's not dwell on the past.
Oh, the gold leaf landed on the sliding lock when the katana touched it. So that means the culprit used the katana to move the sliding lock, right? But wait, how did they move it with the katana? And from outside Angie's lab?
The clue that might give us the answer is the layout of the area itself. It was an odd setup after all. The katana stabbed into the effigies hung upside down. Angie didn't do that. Angie didn't do that as part of the ritual? No, nowhere in the Necronomicon did it say that you had to hang the effigies. If it is not part of the ritual, then it must have been for a different purpose, right? A different purpose. What could that have been? The culprit somehow used the setup to lock the room. In that case, I need to know the reason behind every step of the setup. If I do that, the way the culprit locked the room should be clear. Oh great, now we gotta drive a taxi?
Oh, I forget how to drive, bro. I forgot how to gas pedal. Sam B only know one letter, and that is gas pedal.
What turned the handle of the sliding lock? Thinking time. Oh. The katana's hilt. Clearly, because the gold.
Good! That was so great of you, Sweetie. Oh my god, can you drop me off at Burger King?
Should we get the chicken fries? Hey baby, you wanna go down to Burger King and get some chicken fries?
You know, I sometimes wonder, like, what it actually would be like if I was in a relationship, you know? I honestly, like, that would be my ideal date. Like, let's go down to Burger King and get some chicken fries or some shit. Like, I'm honestly the worst person to probably date. Like, I don't think anyone would probably ever find that appealing. Let's order some Burger King and then watch a movie inside. This is not sponsored by Burger King in any way, shape, or form. What was done to make the katana turn the lock? Thinking time. Ah, precisely. I'm thinking this through. Precisely. Of course, I know the answer to it. It was stabbed into the effigy. It was stabbed into the effigy.
Good!
Yo, we about to have a party now. Now we got 2 hoochies in our car. That means twice the amount of Burger King.
Get the fuck out of the way!
Oh my god, I gotta adjust my glasses! Oh, sorry. I fucked up. I hurt myself. I lost speed. I lost the heave, the speed, the nipples you need!
Woo! How was the effigy manipulated to make the katana affect the lock? Precisely. Thinking time. Time to use my Mega Mind powers. By spinning it.
Spin it! Spin it! Spin it!
You ever go to like those parades with the big balloons? And you'd always say like, hey, spin it! And then the people like doing the balloon work like spin the whole thing. I think they stopped doing that a lot though, because it's actually like quite dangerous and it like, especially when doing those parades in like the city's confine, like it could the balloon could easily like scrape against the building or something and rip. But I always just thought it was funny because it was my family that was sitting in the crowd going, spin it. That's it. The reason the culprit stuck the katana into the effigy was so that it would hit the sliding lock as the effigy spun. Effigy spun? That's right. If you spun the effigy, the rope it was hanging from would twist. Thus, it would create enough force, and the hilt would be able to lock the door. Good thing about a plan like this is it's foolproof, because all you have to do is keep trying until the door was locked. It's as simple as that. Because obviously it works or it doesn't. And it's like all they had to do was just keep doing it until it locked the door. Because you could just get back into the room if it fails. Like, the point you're trying to do is lock the door, so. Then if you let it go, the rope would unwind and the effigy would spin the other way. And of course, the katana would spin with it, thus hitting the lock, which was very loose. Remember, it was fucking loose! I see. The culprit used the katana's counterspin to push the lock into place. Then the culprit simply needed to spin the effigy's rope and then swiftly leave. This would cause the spinning katana to hit the sliding lock, and thus was the back door of the empty classroom locked from the inside. Yes, that's how Angie's lab was locked, by using the effigy with the katana. A plan born from the heart of a sword, traveling through the air to intercept us. Oh, but could it have been moved? Could it have moved the slide lock so easily? The sliding lock was pretty loose. A little push could move it. As long as the spinning katana hit the lock, it would have slid into position. Even if the culprit failed the first time, they could have just kept on trying until it was locked. Which is why the culprit chose to strike at nighttime to avoid detection. Yes, since the student council prohibited anyone from walking around at nighttime. Are you saying it's the student council's fault? I did not say that. In any case, the culprit probably used the murder weapon for this trick. It had to have been the right length to hit the sliding lock from the effigy. The culprit couldn't find a blade long enough in my lab, so they settled for the katana. The other effigies were only hung up so we'd think it was some kind of ceremony. That way, we wouldn't have noticed the lock trick. But I did because I'm intelligent. I am big brained. But Kokichi did say earlier that he could have picked a lock closed. That is true. I don't want to completely ignore that possibility, but I can't imagine the culprit would have done this just for a distraction. In that case, then Kokichi's confession earlier was actually... Seriously, you fucking lied again? Cut it! Cough it up, Kokichi!
Oh man, you guys got me. Okay, I'm not the culprit.
You're telling the truth this time, right?
I want to say I'm lying, but I'm not.
Why did you say you were the culprit?
I wanted to lure the culprit out. If he claimed to be the culprit, then the real culprit would agree as well. You get me? And if they pressured me to confess, then that would have looked mighty suspicious. Sheesh, darn it, that didn't go my way because Suichi butted in my plan.
You and your fucking lies. Go sit in the corner and play with yourself. It just did the I hate when it does that because I think they started saying someone else or something else.
Okay, I'll start right now.
Wait, you'll start right now. Wait, no, wait, hold on. He's like unzipping his pants.
Hang on, guys.
He's pulling his cock out. Alright, so who's the asshole who set up the locked room mystery?
Mew. I can't hold it up anymore.
God, stop talking about your dick, man. Stop talking about your cob, man. Get back to the song. What's the matter? You going soft on me now?
You made the locked room mystery. Who made the locked room mystery doesn't matter, since anyone could have done it. Don't you even understand something as basic as that, you filthy cum dumpster?
Cum dumpster? Finally, someone finally called me a cum dumpster!
What should we talk about now?
We must focus not on the locked room, but on who entered Angie's lab. Only one of the student council members, or Kokichi, could have gained entry. Therefore, the culprit must be among their number. That leaves us with 4 suspects: Tsumugi, Gunta, Kibo, and Kokichi.
Don't forget Himiko, she's also part of the student council. Doesn't matter, if she was besties with Angie, she's still a suspect.
that contradicts what you said earlier, which I can prove using my recording function. It's fine. That's just a waste of time. Me? A suspect? I'd never kill Angie!
So calling all suspects, what should we discuss next? I want to hear everyone's opinion. What would you say to get yourself off the suspect list?
Why are you trying to lead the debate? You're a suspect too.
Silence, outsider! Only suspect rangers are allowed to speak.
Suspect rangers? Go, go, suspect rangers! I'm deception! I'm deceit! I'm suspicious! You just like use a bunch of synonyms for like lies and suspicion.
I don't want to be the deception ranger.
I agree. Those under suspicion should explain themselves thoroughly. We might catch him with their pants down.
Anyway, I want to ask the suspect rangers. What should we talk about? What should we say to get ourselves off the suspect list? Well, guys, I want to hear what you think.
That's sort of difficult question, you know.
Good to not smart enough to know that answer.
Yes, it is difficult to formulate a logical response to that question.
Not articulate with words, huh? Don't you guys want to prove your innocence?
They don't trust you one bit, and I don't blame them. You're probably plotting. Why did Tenko have to die? Huh? I want to know what happened to Angie too, but can we talk about Tenko's case now and not just Angie's?
I got you exactly where I wanted, Himiko.
Oh, I got exactly what I wanted.
Nah? What do you mean?
The two victims could have been killed by two separate murderers, you know. So we need to find the first black and responsible for the first victim. We gotta figure out who killed Angie. Until we solve Angie's case, Tenko's case is meaningless. Did you suggest that to waste our time?
It's not meaningless! Himiko? Tenko's death was meaningless? How dare you? Poor Tenko! How could you do this to her? Himiko?
Himiko, stop with your crappy lies.
Lies?
Everything you said is total bullshit. You didn't give two shits about Tenko when she was alive. But now you're like, oh no, poor Tenko after she's dead. Come on, really? Kokichi, enough!
No, it's okay. It's no surprise he'd think that. I know I ignored Tenko before. That's why I'm so upset now. I should have faced Tenko, worked things out with her while she was still alive. But now, it's too late. I can't complain to her. Or thank her.
You're right. Cause
I think she said, it's too late to... Yeah, seriously, it's way too late to realize that now. But think about it. Himiko volunteered herself for the seance. She could have died. She could have been the one that was killed. Tenko volunteered herself in her place. Man, that's fucking sad, bro. That's fucking sad, bro. Our only option is to face her death head on.
Nah? Face her death?
Himiko, I understand what you're going through. So I'm gonna help you out. Let's work together and find the truth. I'm not gonna let anyone say her death didn't matter. Kaito? Alright, I'll put a silencing curse on whoever calls Tenko's death meaningless. And the name of the curse is Death Curse. I suppose being dead would silence someone pretty good. Listen up, all you guys are gonna help out too. Abandoning someone who died and only thinking about your own survival? That's just as bad as a hit and run. I won't forgive something so messed up. Tenko was our friend. Gunta want to know why she died too. I already told you, that's so unnecessary. We're getting sidetracked here. No, even if it were a different culprit, we need to know how Tenko died. If we don't find out who killed her, we won't be able to work together. Not now, not ever. Even if this trial isn't for her, in order for us to survive, we need to get to the bottom of Tenko's death. Not just to survive this trial, we can keep going on and live on. Kaito.
Finally, you noticed. Jeez, you're so slow. Huh? Did Kokichi want to notice?
Don't listen to his crap. We haven't decided whether there were two different culprits yet.
Let us talk about Tenko's case then. Perhaps that will provide us a clue.
Yeah, maybe. They're not wrong, but I don't mind going over Tenko's case. But that was an abrupt change of topic. Was that intentional? So what do we talk about first? For now, let us see if we can narrow down the list of suspects. Tencrotch probably got killed during the seance, so everybody there is suspicious. Tencrotch! The people who attended the seance. The people who attended the seance were Kiyu, Suichi, Himiko, and... No, Kibo got kicked out. Kiyu, Suichi... yeah, this one. Sorry, I had to read all my options. It was me, Kiyo, Himiko, and Kokichi. So those four are the culprits.
Oh, Himiko's still a culprit? Well, that's probably just a quinky dink. The most suspicious out of the four is really Kiyo. He suggested the whole seance idea.
True, I may have suggested it, but I explained the procedure beforehand. Yes. If we all knew about it, knew of it before the murder, they were all equally suspicious. Well, I suppose, but in addition, the seance wasn't entirely in my control either. I was not the one who selected the room we performed it in. It was Himiko. True. However, there are 3 empty rooms. Which one shall we use? The middle room. The middle room's always best for stuff like this.
Very well. I shall begin the preparations at once.
True. Can't leave that out.
Oh, right.
Ooh.
Also, we should not limit our suspects to those who participated in the seance. The empty room had a point of entry from outside, you see.
A point of entry from outside. He must be referring to the hole? The hole in the wall. Y'all remember that game show? Hole in the wall? Where like they put the most like, I'm gonna say large people on like these platforms, and like the fucking like holes they had to fit through were like the smallest holes humanly possible. I felt so bad, man. That honestly, that was actually like kind of bad. Like some of the contestants they put on that game show, that was kind of bad. Not gonna lie. They'd put like the largest motherfucker and they'd give him like the smallest hole to fit through, and it's like, oh damn, bro, that's kind of fucked up. You're talking about under the floor, right? Huh? Under the floor? Yes, there's a crawl space under the floor a person could move through. There was also a hole that connected it to the neighboring room. If the culprit used the hole, they could have entered and exited the seance room. Oh jeez, I'm starting to get a little fucked up, bro. If we consider that possibility, then there is another suspect.
Another suspect?
Who? It's appearing before me. Oh, I can see it clearly. The true identity of Tenko's killer. Is there something that I'm supposed to know? Oh, I don't get it.
The culprit sneaked into the seance by crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How did they even see under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor.
Our villain had a light, which it would have shone through the hole. Sweet Chigayo! I don't think the culprit could have used the light while under the floor. There was a hole in the corner of the room. If a light were used, it would have leaked through and we would have seen it. Because it was pitch black. But when we did the seance, the room was definitely pitch black. So the light was not shined under the floor, which means you cannot claim that I am the culprit.
Jeez, I thought this would be a case where the murder could only be done by a robot.
You have accused me of being the culprit more than once now, simply because I am a robot. My status as a robot does not mean I am capable of performing superhuman feats. My vision is somewhat poor, and I only possess average physical strength and intelligence.
All right, you made your point. God, now I feel sort of bad for you.
I neither want nor need your pity. Enough with the flashlight, it's way too bright! It would have been difficult to move around under the floor in the pitch black darkness. Maybe the floor and the hole have nothing to do with this case.
Then why was the floorboard under Tenko lined up so funny? Got to think that was so culprit could stab Tenko from under floor. Oh, nice observation, Gunta. Are you finally getting used to the class trials? Thank you.
Don't say it like that. You're better off not being used to this kind of stuff.
Maybe they marked Tenko with glowing paint and looked for that.
Oh my god, they're really just making all the fucking references. That's the Danganronpa 2 reference.
Then they let the culprit find her. The culprit find her, and they could stab her through the floorboards.
Boy, that sounds really familiar too, but I'm just gonna ignore it. Her corpse didn't have any trace of glowing paint, though.
Oh, yeah. So then, why was the floorboard loose?
I'm fucking loose! The loose floorboard was the one under Tenko, right? If the culprit used it while she was alive, she'd totally notice. Who fucking cares? Fussing over that won't get us any closer to the culprit.
We shouldn't dismiss this line of inquiry, however. Instead of butting our heads against this, how about we concentrate on another issue?
What other issue?
Perhaps first, we should figure out how and when exactly Tenko was killed. When? So not during seance?
Tenko was in the metal cage for the whole seance, wasn't she? How could someone have gotten to her in there? Maybe the culprit killed her before she went under the metal cage. No, because she was in the cage and she still talked.
That's not possible. She was alive at that point. This is the point of no return, Tenko. At this point, you mustn't speak. The next time you open your mouth, it will be Angie speaking through you.
Understood. I'll not say a word until the seance is over.
Yes, she was unmistakably alive when the seance began.
That was right before we blew out the candles, but when the light came back,
the floorboard was removed at that point. So it's likely she was already dead then.
I need to scoot up. Hang on, give me a sec. I'm fucking hunching over just to reach my goddamn mic. Sorry. Okay. So she was killed when the room was dark?
But she was inside cage, right? Got to think it impossible to kill her then.
Then she wasn't killed when the room was dark? It was a different time.
A different time?
How the fuck should I know? You figure it out, you shitheads.
Huh?
Since Gunta said it was impossible, I'm proposing an alternative theory. Now hurry up and think! If you want to make my golden brain tingle, start circle jerking, you limp dick brains. Or start circle jerking your limp dick brains. My bad. When Tenko got killed, it was during the seance.
It could not have been done any other time. She was under the cage the whole time. And when she was dead when the cage was lifted. What about the moment the cage was lifted?
Nope, sorry Gunta, I gotta contradict that one. Soichigayo.
Because there was a blood stain underneath the sheet.
No, it wasn't possible to kill her the moment the cage was lifted. Because the inside of the white cloth had Tenko's blood on it. The cloth was removed before the cage was lifted. If Tenko was stabbed then, there wouldn't be blood on the cloth. So she was already dead before any of that happened.
What? But how could my golden brain be wrong when it felt so right?
The only possibility is that Tenko was killed during the seance. Oh my god, of course. I keep reading those a little too fast. I feel like she should be like cutting me off. So, I apologize for that one. No, it's still wrong to think that Tenko was killed during the seance. What? I'm gonna prove it right now. My golden brain is going all out. Tenko was killed after the seance. It happened when the sheet was lifted. That's the moment the culprit chose to stab the fuck out of Tenko in the cage. Then stuck a thin, I don't even know what the fuck it said, and a white sheet. I don't even know anymore. But the weapon was a sickle. Only the blade couldn't fit through the gaps. You don't need blades, bitch. Oh, shit. It'll be long and hard enough to kill Tenko. Just sitting in there! Soichigayo! She was positioned face down. Just wait a minute. Tenko wasn't sitting down inside the cage. She was lying face down. She was bent over with her forehead against a marker stone, and the cage itself was about 3 feet tall. The sickle's blade was too short to reach Tenko while she was in that position. So there's no way someone could have stabbed through the top of the floorboard while she was down in the fetal position.
Then I messed up again? How could this happen? I'm so embarrassed.
No worries, Mew. Everyone already knows you're an embarrassment to the human race. Yeah, no worries.
How embarrassing!
If Suichi is right, then it's impossible for Tenko to have been killed through the cage. She could have been killed and also, guys, are we forgetting the fucking cloth? The white sheet didn't have a rip mark. Where the fuck would the goddamn sickle come from? Where would it have come from? Right? Am I crazy? Like, where would it have come from if it was stabbed through the top? She couldn't have been killed during the seance since she was in the cage, right? If she was killed then, the cloth over the cage would have been pierced. Exactly.
Not during the seance or from below the floor. Then it's impossible, isn't it?
Yeah, for a living person.
Huh?
What if Angie's spirit killed Tenko?
What are you talking about? That's not possible.
We don't know that. Some things are impossible for human, but not for spirit.
Don't say stupid stuff like that. Screw spirits. Stop that now. Yeah, protect your boyfriend, Maki. Dots.
Angie's spirit killed Tenko? Why?
Himiko?
Why would Angie's spirit kill Tenko? What if Tenko killed Angie, and then Angie's spirit came back for revenge?
Like I said, it's impossible! Spirits can't be culprits!
Then explain how the culprit killed Tenko under these impossible circumstances.
Well,
See, you can't explain it, can you? Only a spirit could have done that.
Wait, I know! What if the culprit was hiding inside the cage? If they were there, they could have stabbed Tenko during the seance. No, if there was someone else in the cage, we would have noticed. I agree with Kaito. The culprit would have been inside. It couldn't have. I agree with Kaito. The culprit could have been inside. Wait. What? Wait. You're. What? Wait. I am so fucking confused. Wait. What? I read that so ass backwards. She agrees with Kaito and the fact that there could be a culprit inside the cage. Wait. What? Hang on. All right, first of all, that is probably the dumbest statement we've made today, and I can't even believe that's coming from your mouth, Maki. Second of all, you're agreeing with Kaito. You're agreeing with Kaito. Listen, I love Kaito too, but you're agreeing with his statement. Ladies and gentlemen, I think Maki has the hots for Kaito. You do? Nonsense. There was no such space in the cage for the culprit to hide. Maybe the culprit wouldn't need to hide in the first place. What? Also, the culprit could have killed her in the cage at any time. I think you know what I'm getting at, right? The they she's referring to. Are you saying she killed herself? Are you saying she killed herself? No fucking way. I refuse to believe. That was all intentional. There's no way. No, we're not going down. The Sakura trial was like heartwarming because she was also the traitor, and it's like, oh, instead of having you guys fight over me, I'm just gonna kill myself. Like that suicide was, that was the one and done, okay? There's no way you're fucking convincing me that Tenko killed herself in there. There's no fucking way. Why would she do that? Explain to me. No, before we go on this dumbass fucking theory that Tenko killed herself, explain to me why the fuck she would do that. Why would she do that? No. Y'all stupid. I believe Maki is referring to Tenko herself. Nyeh? What did you say? Are you saying Tenko is the culprit? She committed suicide. Suicide? If she committed suicide, it would explain a lot of things we couldn't figure out. She volunteered to be in the cage, and then stabbed herself during the seance. It wouldn't matter how dark the room was. Bro, what the fuck is going on? No! Are you kidding me? No! Why are they doing this to me? It hurts. Motherfucker, she was killed with the sickle! How would she throw it under the floorboards if she stabbed herself with it? Think, Maki, think! How did she get the fucking sickle into the floorboards after she fucking killed herself? Oh my god, are we really going down this route? But the sickle she was stabbed with was under the floor, right? Exactly! If Tenko had stabbed herself, wouldn't the sickle still be inside the cage?
Oh my god! Miyu actually said something smart!
Perhaps that explains why the floorboard was removed after stabbing herself. Oh my fucking god. We're really going down this. Are y'all fucking brain dead? What is happening? Don't let Kaito's, like, idiocy spread, bro. What the fuck is happening? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Wow! Oh my god! After stabbing herself with the sickle, she threw it underneath the floor. So she took off the floorboard to get rid of the sickle?
Yes, that makes sense to go. No fucking way. No fucking way. Oh my god. I can't even believe this.
I can't, dude. I'm sorry. I can't. Listen. I know. I keep it real with you. Yes, I have played this game before. I have played all these Danganronpa games like 500 times over. I mean, this one I haven't played in a while. The only other time I've played this one is the first time that I played it back in like 2018. So that one time was the only time I've played through this game entirely. But I do still remember the outcomes of these trials and all this bullshit. So yes, like, I do know the answer. But come on. Like, I can't help but, like, I don't want to play along with their fucking stupidity. Like, that is the stupidest, dumbest shit I have ever heard. You're literally telling me that she concealed the fucking sickle on her fucking person. Or fucking, I guess she could have maybe hid it under the floorboard. Whatever, like, originally hid it on the floorboard. She removed the fucking floorboard inside the cage, pulled out a sickle, stabbed herself in the back of the neck with it. Which, mind you, would probably fucking kill you relatively quick. Then managed to fucking stick it down into the floorboards and throw it into the back corner. You're seriously actually considering that as a possibility. I cannot humor that. I am sorry. I want you guys as my audience to be intelligent people. Do not fall for this trap. This is the dumbest shit I have ever seen. This is the stupidest conclusion that we can come to. Tenko was fucking murdered, and that's the fact. Come on. Well, it doesn't make sense to me. There's no reason for Tenko to commit suicide.
Maybe it wasn't too far off of the theory we had earlier. You know, about Tenko killing Angie?
Yeah?
Because Tenko and Angie were fighting for your attention, right?
Hey, Angie! When did you brainwash Himiko?
Tenko's pent-up frustration led her to commit such an atrocity. Her conscience couldn't handle it anymore, so she decided to end her own life.
Okay. Hear me out. Hear me out. Let me drop some sauce the boss facts on you. If Tenko killed Angie, then killed herself. Hear me out. This elaborate ruse was all constructed based off the idea that we would commit a seance or, do a seance. So you mean to tell me that Tenko somehow miraculously predicted the future and planned that there was going to be a seance in that fucking room, in this specific middle room that Himiko randomly selected. So that way she had already made her fucking preparations to stick the sickle somewhere. To then fucking kill herself and somehow get rid of the evidence while she was brain dead. Again, listen, fucking love these games, but come on. This is the most bullshit, far-fetched theory I have ever heard of. None of that, in any way, shape, or form, makes any sense. You cannot tell me that makes sense. Tenko would literally had to have set up the fucking seance. But guess what? She didn't. It was Kyu's idea. So that rules out the theory that fucking Tenko killed herself. She would had to have planned that there was going to be a fucking seance. She'd have to plan that Angie was fucking dead and we would do the seance. But also remember, because she couldn't get to Angie. Angie was alive at the time that she was demoted from being student council. She couldn't have entered the fucking room to kill Angie. Come on! What the fuck, people? I'm sorry, that's like my rant for today. Like, this is just beyond me. I want to get through this fucking part. This is so fucking dumb. I'm sorry. Please, I really hope I'm not like ruining this segment for you, but holy shit, come on. Anyone with common sense would be like, that is dumb. That is so dumb. You do not need to be a rocket scientist to realize how fucking far-fetched and dumb that theory is. Like, literally, you could stop at the fact that Tenko killed herself and then disposed of evidence after she killed herself. That right there alone is enough evidence to say you're being fucking stupid. Let alone all the other stuff she would have planned if this was an act of killing Angie and killing herself. That's ridiculous. Come on now. Jesus Christ, man. I'm sorry. That was a rant and a half.
Oh, what?
But if she was gonna kill herself, why do it during the seance?
She wanted to hide the truth of her suicide.
Really? Why?
There could only be one reason to hide it in a killing game, right? To take us all down with her.
Take us down?
She wanted to pick the wrong answer during the class trial, so she could bring us all down. She wanted us to all die with her. Okay, well, she probably just wanted Himiko to die with her, but still.
What are you saying? Tenko wasn't like that. She told me. Keep your chin up and live life facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else.
What if that was all just a lie?
A lie? Tenko wasn't a very good liar. Come on, people. It all just goes back to fucking common sense. These people would not act this way. I know it's hard to just base, like, theories off of human conscience, but sometimes you have to make that judgment. Tenko would never do something like this. That alone is enough proof to say, I don't think Tenko did this. I don't think that's in her character. She would not commit murder. As much as she hated disgusting men and told us she wanted us to die, she was like the least likely person on my list of people that were going to kill someone in this game. And same with Maki. Maki is actually on my least likely now suspect list. Simply for the fact that she's like open about being an actual assassin and have killed people in prior life. Like, I don't think she's ever going to commit murder in this game. I don't think so. Because, like, come on. Like, that would just be too easy.
Come on, man, that's too easy. Wait, we should believe Tenko's last words.
The true terror of the class trial is that you shouldn't believe everything said. Or was that Kyu saying that? Fuck, I think Kyu said that.
Himiko, you said that Tenko would never do anything like that. But how can you be so sure? Did you guys actually know each other? People keep all sorts of secrets, like Maki. She hid the fact that she is a cold-blooded killer. It is wise of us to trust other people wholeheartedly in this kind of situation.
Or is it wise? Jeez, you're such a naive dude.
Naive?
We're all just people, you know? Of course we're gonna have some secrets. What matters is whether there's any malice behind them.
People can lie about how malicious their hidden secrets really are.
Well, duh. It's impossible to know for sure what others are thinking. That's why it all comes down to whether or not you believe in yourself. If you get betrayed, it's not their fault. It's your fault for believing in them. That's why I believe in Makiro, because I wanted to believe in her. Just because you're acting cool doesn't mean you get to skip training. Hey, come on! Don't you think you're being a little too strict?
Well, we come from different backgrounds, so for now, let's agree to disagree. No one's ever called me naive before. And from you, Kaito? Seriously?
Whether or not I believe, my heart can't reach Tenko anymore. But I want to believe in her. She wouldn't commit suicide. She wouldn't try to take us down. That's why I want to believe.
Me too. Goten no can believe Tenko committed suicide.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, that would answer all our questions. It would, but is it the truth, Maki? Come on now.
If you insist we believe in Tenko, then provide a reason to do so.
A proper reason. All right, I'll give you a reason. Is there a reason? Yes, there is. Will you trust me, Maki? If it turns out I'm wrong, you can blame me all you like. But for now, I need you to trust in my detective work. I don't believe Tenko would kill herself because of what she said. Okay, everyone, I'll see you guys after the seance. She said, see you guys after. I doubt she had a sudden change of heart. Just because we don't know how she was killed doesn't mean that it was suicide. We shouldn't be satisfied with that, and if we keep thinking, we'll find the truth. And that means we have to believe in Tenko. I'll make them all believe. So far, suicide seems to be the base of all explanations.
Her plan was to take us down. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, how would it explain how she died during the seance?
She could have brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally,
with the last of her strength, I still got it. Let's go. The perjury. Tenko could have thrown the sickle under the floor. Or couldn't have thrown the sickle under the floor. Because she died instantly.
Instantly?
Like, come on, people. I don't... And honestly, like, okay. Maybe if you stabbed in, like, the back of the neck, you probably could maybe live for, like, a few seconds. So it might be enough time to throw a sickle under, but... Dude, come on. Like, who the fuck is gonna, like, stab their fucking throat and try to, like, hide evidence while they're fucking profusely bleeding out? Like, again, it just, oh my god, that whole suicide thing just got me fucked, bro. Her death might have not have been instant, but she couldn't have gone far before she bled out. I'm certain of it. My investigation determined that she died instantly.
What's your opinion, Maki? I'd like to hear from someone who specializes in murder.
Come on, trust me, Maki. Please. 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 Maki. You're right. I completely forgot about that important detail. Tenko died instantly.
What?
As an assassin, I specialize in killing my targets swiftly. I have no doubt that Tenko was killed immediately.
Words of a true killer. Pretty sure we can believe everything she says.
Thank you, Maki. How could you forget that, Maki Roll? You better apologize to Suichi. Excuse me? It's okay, Kaito, really. No apology necessary. Anyway, Tenko died so suddenly that she couldn't have gotten rid of the sickle. Knowing that, the theory that she killed herself just doesn't fit, correct? Just like I thought, Tenko wouldn't commit suicide.
Thank goodness, Himiko.
Which means someone definitely killed Tenko during the seance.
Her suicide was considered because we could not determine how she was killed.
No, there must be a way. We gotta figure it out. Did any of the participants witness anything peculiar during the seance? Not necessarily, Kibo, my good boy, my good lad. Pats on head. But we heard something interesting now, didn't we?
Oh dear, we are in trouble. If you know something, please speak up. It could be the key to solving this mystery. Not a bad idea. We should remember what happened at the seance. Let me try to remember. I'm sure there's something. I need to find some kind of clue that will help me solve this mystery. Oh, this is the jammin' one. Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance? There is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed. The ritual was perfect and yet it failed. How utterly strange.
Now that I think about it, while we were singing the song, I heard something fall.
Soria Sansera, there was a thud. Himiko, you think that something fell because of the sound you heard, right? At long last, yada da da da, the dog, the bottom, will he be there in my dawn, or will bang? Oh, it's a bang now, not a thud. That's weird. Guarding thud, da 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 da. That's weird they would change the sound. It was a thud before, now it's a bang.
It sounded like something heavy fell down and hit the floor really hard. What could have fallen down?
Fallen down? There wasn't anything on the ceiling that could have fallen down, right?
Yeah, am I wrong? I thought something fell, but...
That sound was pretty loud. It did seem like something hit the floorboards. A loud sound. Like something hit the floorboards. Maybe that sound has something to do with the other thing that happened in the dark. Uh-oh.
Piecing it together, boys? You're piecing it precisely? Piecing it together?
I think the floorboard coming off had something to do with that sound. The floorboard came loose at some point during the seance, right?
Would the floorboard have made such a loud sound, though?
It was the sound of an intense impact. If the impact was that intense, then it could have loosened the floorboard. That is true. There would have had some strong impact to make that sound. But what was it? What could it possibly be? Oh, fudge monkeys dots. All right then, let's go with that. All we gotta do is put our heads together now. What indeed, ladies and gentlemen. So what made the floorboard come loose? Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force. Someone who participated in the seance, maybe the person tore the floorboards.
That wouldn't make that such a loud crashing sound. Maybe the wooden statue fell over. But the statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit hid under floor. Then stood up with such force.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard. Soria Sansera! Kokichi is right. The floorboard came loose because someone stomped on it. But floorboard is perfect. Going to make sure first time we go into empty room. When we first saw the empty room, yes. But when I look again during the investigation, there's the cross piece came out. One of the cross pieces supporting the floorboards was cut off. After examining the cut, I concluded it must have been done deliberately. Someone? You mean the culprit, right? Why'd they do that? What did the culprit stand to gain by cutting the cross piece? What did they stand to gain? That's the question. To solve this case, I need to think carefully about the cross piece and the floorboard. What? Indeed! Tenko's body was at the one end of the loose floorboard, and the cross piece that had been cut was on the other end of the floorboard. The unsupported part was outside the cage,
so it could have been stomped on. Only one of the cross pieces was cut. The other two were intact. One of them was right under Tenko, and the other was in the center, right about where the edge of the cage was. What was the culprit attempting to achieve by stomping the floorboard? Think. Come on, think! Should have been able to see. There. It was a seesaw effect! They stomp on the floorboard to lift Tenko up. That's right, the floorboard might have been used as a seesaw.
Nah? A seesaw?
The crosspiece at one of the end of the floorboards had been cut off. The other two crosspieces holding up the floorboard were close to the cage, meaning if you were able to apply a force to the end of the floorboard with no crosspiece, you would lift her up. The next crosspiece would act as a fulcrum to turn the floorboard into a lever. The lever capable of lifting up Tenko's entire body. Her whole body lifted up? Yeah, that sounds like a seesaw, right? But why bother lifting Tenko's body? They could have killed Tenko like that unless they used the sickle. That's exactly it. Using the seesaw trick, it was possible to kill Tenko with the sickle. Huh? How? In order for the culprit to kill Tenko with the seesaw trick, the placement of the sickle is the most important factor. The floorboard seesaw, the cage, and the blood on the white fabric. What conclusion can I draw from this? There's only one place the sickle would have been that is consistent with the evidence. It was on top of the cage, baby! They seesaw affect her to get stabbed in the back of the neck by lifting her up. The sickle was on top of the iron cage, with the blade facing down. The reason we didn't see it was because the fabric was covering the cage. Also, the wooden statue kept the blade in peace. It's true that the sickle's handle was thick, which made the statue wobble, but the statue's weight kept it from falling over. Once everything was in place, if you stepped hard enough on the seesaw, you'd kill Tenko. Tenko's body would have been shot upward and hit the blade at the top of the cage. She was bent over, meaning the sickle's blade would have connected with her neck. The section sickle blade wasn't long enough to stab Tenko in her crouched position, but with the floorboard acting as a seesaw, it could compensate for the blade's length. Bringing the victim to the sickle rather than bringing the sickle to the victim. That's definitely an unorthodox idea, but one that the culprit managed to do and led to believe that she fucking killed herself. That's crazy, but it would explain how Tenko got stabbed while she was in the cage.
So the sound we heard was the culprit stomping on the floorboard.
The impact made floorboard come loose.
Looks like we got ourselves a good old-fashioned seesaw homicide. Wait, what the hell is a seesawed homicide? That's fucking crazy!
The craziness is what really makes the killing game fun, you know? They can't get away with murder the normal way, so they gotta think outside the box. Kudos, culprit! You did a great job keeping me entertained.
Indeed. Well played, Himiko.
Yeah?
It was you, wasn't it? The one behind the seesaw homicide. Oh, it's just doing the fucking whole pause thing again, sorry.
Huh? Why her?
Because she's the only one capable of carrying out this plan. Are you trying to bring up the fact with her suggesting the room? Ooh.
The only one? Why is that? Because the seesaw homicide required its location to be prepared beforehand.
By cutting the crosspiece beneath the floorboard, you mean?
Then the culprit would need to lure their victim into the prepared room. That is why you chose that room for the seance, is it not, Himiko? However, there are 3 empty rooms. Which one shall we use?
The middle room. The middle room's always best for that kind of stuff. Oh yeah! Himiko is the one who chose the site for the seance! Fuck.
She likely found out about my plans for the seance somehow.
You were quite vocal about the seance, Kyo. You even had instructions for it in your lab.
Our culprit, Himiko, prepared her seesaw trap ahead of time. Then she waited for me to host the seance and suggested the middle room. She led us all into holding the seance right where she wanted it.
I have a far-fetched theory, though. That's just as kind of far-fetched as this whole prep room, though. So, here's the thing. Angie died. So we're assuming we don't know Angie's culprit, which, I mean, again, we're still on the whole double murder thing. We're still on, is it still one culprit or double murder? That's kind of what we're stuck at. Angie was the first one dead, and Tenko. 2 characters of which Himiko actually, appreciated and liked. Don't think she would really want to kill them. But, people can turn on each other. But, here's the thing. The whole seance idea is Kyu's idea. And I get the fact that Himiko chose the room, which this would require prep work. You do need prep work. But, Tenko, again, was killed during a seance. Something that Himiko has also brought up, that magic and seances don't mix. How would Himiko really plan this out? Do you really think she would go and look at the cage dog notes and plan this whole seance bullshit? Because I don't think so. I think she's being elaborately set up by someone who wanted her to fall into that trap. And not to push too hard on that suspect, but it should start becoming quite clear now who at least killed Tenko. And whether or not that culprit is linked to Angie, we'll have to find out later. But Tenko's murderer, it's just, you should start plugging the holes now, right? You got it figured out?
Then, she killed Tenko, all according to her plan. That's a lie, right? Himiko did such a thing? In the end, Himiko, who Tenko cherished and loved, tragically killed her. Wait, we do not know that, right? Right, he's wrong, right, Himiko? Himiko would never kill Tenko, right?
Kill Tenko? I killed Tenko?
Himiko?
What's wrong, Himiko?
Is it true that using the middle room was Himiko's idea? It is true that using the middle room was Himiko's idea. But does that mean that Himiko really killed Tenko? Would something like that really happen? Something so cruel.
Intermission. Wee. Looks like we've reached the intermission segment, which means it's time for our Guess the Victim quiz.
A victim quiz? Not a culprit quiz? The only victims are the people who are still watching this drawn out, boring crap.
Why are you being such a downer all of a sudden? It is okay. I am sure everyone is happy.
How do you know? They could be skipping the entire conversation for all you know. I can't take it! I can't take it anymore! I'm the real victim here! Me!
Why are you getting upset? If anything, I'm the real victim here. I gotta put up with all this nonsense all the time. That's the right answer, Monodam. Hey! He hasn't said anything! Exactly! Because there are no victims! Yep, even if you're killed in this killing game, you're a winner! Because then everyone mourns you, and you get tons of popularity. Postmothus, right? Oh, Daddy, you don't need to reveal these kinds of behind-the-scenes details.
Dying makes you more popular? Then we gotta die soon, too! Don't count your chickens before they hatch, brother, because Monodam's looking primed to fuck you up next.
Very interesting indeed.
Whoa, this is my impression of a spooky, scary ghost.
I'm fine with real ghosts, but impressions of them are too scary. Logic does not compute.
Huh? Did you hear something?
No, I didn't hear anything.
Damn, bro, they...
You're on the threshold of an amazing adventure.
He's good. I'm back to being afraid of Monodam again, because he's gonna fuck them up. You know what else is scary? Sweet buns. Yep, tasty, tasty sweet buns. So round, so sweet, so delicious. That doesn't sound scary at all.
I'm scared too. Scared of losing my friends.
Huh? Did you hear something?
No, I didn't hear anything.
Bruh.
Answer us, Himiko. You chose the middle room to lure us into your trap, did you not? Then you used that trap to kill Tenko, yes? Well, Donkey Lips, did you kill her? Did you kill that twat?
Wait, must be some kind of mistake. No way, Himiko culprit.
Then she needs to defend herself, otherwise this debate is deadlocked.
I don't care if you gotta use magic to do it, but say something already.
Are you even listening? No, I'm not listening.
What?
I don't care anymore. I'm too tired. Angie died. Tenko died. Why did I have to survive? And now, you're all saying I killed them? I just don't care anymore. Himiko? Do whatever. If you want to vote for me, then just go ahead.
This game gets really bland if the suspect isn't into it.
That's not the problem.
Damn it, don't tell me you're giving up. Himiko, don't give up.
Don't you understand? My life is riding on the outcome of this trial. Just shut up. I told you I'm too tired. It's all just a big pain. I can't put up with it anymore.
What are you talking about? If you give up here...
You needn't worry. Himiko is the one who chose that room. Therefore, she is unmistakably the culprit.
Impossible! Himiko would never kill Tenko! Himiko, not that kind of person! Gunther can tell by Himiko's face!
Himiko's a little slow, so I don't think she's capable of handling a complicated crime. I also think Himiko's not the culprit. Somehow.
Either way, we gotta look for more possibilities.
That does sound like rather a pointless quest.
No, it's not. We got to be strong. Got to keep thinking, then we might find new truth. So, no give up, Himiko.
Himiko, I know how you feel. I felt the same way after Kaede died. But we can't give up. We survived. We can't give up. For the sake of everyone who died. And I have specific evidence that can disprove you, brother. After performing the seance, was Himiko's decision, was it not? What if someone steered her into picking that room? Of course, of the 3 empty rooms. Why did you select the middle one, Himiko? Because you laid your trap there? Was trap only in that room? Other rooms may have been trapped as well! Sordia Sunseta! They trapped every room and then steered someone to make a decision and then pin the crime on them. It's just like Gunta said, each room was the same. They were all trapped. That's why Kokichi fell through the floorboards when investigating the other rooms. What? Is that true? Kokichi will tell you. Oh my fucking, this twat, bro, wake up!
I was way too careless! Wait, what are we talking about? I guess there was no crosspiece supporting the floorboard, so I kinda stepped through. What bad luck.
While you were in the room next to the crime scene, you found a loose floorboard, right?
Well, I didn't find it so much as I stepped through it and tripped.
What? Hold on! There was also a loose floorboard in the next room? So the culprit prepared a trap in all 3 empty rooms, not just the middle one. If the culprit set traps in all the rooms, then they wouldn't need to select a room themselves. So the real trap was for someone else to pick the room and take the blame. Very, very interesting why you have dots, sir. It's very, very interesting indeed. I see. We were caught in the culprit's trap all along. Especially you!
But now there's no reason to suspect Himiko, right?
Himiko, do you remember what Tenko told you? Keep your chin up and live life facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else. Please. Live life facing forward. She said that to you, right? If you give up on living, you're betraying her memory. We're all trying to keep our promises to the dead. This trial, it's not just for our lives. It's for everyone who's died as well. That's why we can't give up. This is our responsibility. We live on. You're right. Yeah, that's right. If I gave up here, I wouldn't be able to face Angie or Tenko.
That's right. So let's do our best.
Yeah, alright. I'm not gonna say it's a pain anymore. I won't give up. I'll fight alongside everyone and survive.
Do not say everyone. After all, the Blackened is still among us. Jeez. There you go, killing the mood as usual. But damn, well said, Suichi. That's what I expect from my soul bro. Your soul bro?
Well, anyway, do you think the Blackened this time has some sort of superpower?
What are you talking about?
Well, as a self-proclaimed expert from stepping through floorboards, isn't it weird that no one stepped through that floorboard before the culprit used it?
Ah, that is a good point. It must have been a magic barrier. Well, that's one possibility, but I think it might have been something else. Why did no one step through the floorboard until it was used for the murder? Ah, that's it. That must be the reason.
Because it was... fuck, where the hell is it?
Is that a... Yes. For some reason, I thought there was like a unscathed or an unscathed version, but it's because the magic circle at the scene of the crime. Oh, golly gee, yeah, man, I don't want to say anything yet, but please, it's obvious. It is so obvious who killed Tenko. Please, I hope to God you've pieced it together. It is so fucking obvious who did this. Come on now. I really want to crack jokes, but technically it'd be really fucking spoiling it.
Also, it's dark in here, so be sure to watch your step. If the magic circle is broken, not only will the seance fail, but it may also unleash a curse.
Before we began the seance, we were warned not to step on the circle. The floorboard in question was within that circle. That's why no one stepped on it.
So the magic circle's purpose was to keep us away from the whole trick.
That was part of the culprit's plan too? That's right. If that's the case, then the culprit, there's no doubt in my mind, they're the one who killed Tenko. Motherfucker is so obvious. He set up the whole fucking seance, brother. Only one person had the opportunity for and the motive. Golly gee willikers. It's almost like they fucking spelled it out like a fucking mile away from the go. The dude knows the seance. Come on, people. You fucking killed her. Kyo, was it you?
Whatever are you talking about?
I'm talking about Tenko's murder.
Huh? Kyo?
Why do you suspect me? Because you were the one who drew the magic circle. And you told us not to step on your floorboard. Golly gee willikers, there was one person that was like, hey, watch out for the floorboards. They got salt on them. The circle kept us from discovering the sea salt trick, but that's not all it was for. Yes, there was another reason the salt was laid upon the floor. In order to make the murder succeed, variables like Tenko's position and the placement of the cage need to be defined, which you all set up. And those variables were defined by using the magic circle. In short, the circle itself was the most important tool in this murder, which you drew. Knowing that, the person who drew the magic circle has to be the culprit. Well, Kyo? Answer already! Did you do it? What is so funny?
I was just thinking. So this is how the Blacken must have felt. What an intriguing experience this is. What? An intriguing experience? But if I am the culprit as you claim, then I stomped on the floorboard. Yes? So, do tell. How could I have stomped on the floorboard during the darkened seance? I see. That is problem. Unless that is made clear, you cannot be certain I am the culprit.
How can you be so calm when you're backed into a corner like this?
I will explain this in due time. Please answer my question first.
The culprit stepped on the exact floorboard, even in the darkness. But how? How did they move around in total darkness? It's a really hard question. So, there happens to be a drawn specific pattern on the floor in salt. I wonder how you navigated the dark. Indeed. It's got me quizzical. It's got me absolutely puzzled. Just thinking on the fact. Am I giving too much away? In the dark room, it's hard to imagine the culprit found the right board. Although even after I put out the candle, I could move along the wall with my hand. Wait a minute. Maybe... Did you figure it out? That's it. The culprit didn't even have to see it all. They used... Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The culprit used touch. They didn't see. They felt.
That way they could get around in the dark, like how I got to the candle. Wasn't sea salt in middle of room? Gunther didn't think it was near wall.
So they probably used something besides the wall to move then, right?
Were there any other markers within fucking God, people. It's almost like you didn't know. Bro. I'm done. I had my rant earlier in the trial about the whole suicide thing. So it's obvious. Come on, people. I don't need to spell it out anymore. We're going to hunt this man down until he confesses.
Of course, the answer to that is there was nothing of the sort.
No, I'm sure there was something. A landmark they could have used to determine where the floorboard was. It must have been at the scene. I know it. Oh my god, another Bang Man's Bandit? Oh my fucking... I think that was an eye? Oh, I was clean! That was fucking clean! I got 4 of them. Oh wow, it's so obvious he used the fucking magic circle that he fucking drew and memorized! Oh, golly gee willikers! Who's the one person that could have done that? Oh, geez, it was probably Koikichi. Probably tripped on his own fucking shoelaces. That's it! The magic circle! They used the magic circle! Remember? The magic circle was drawn with salt. The culprit used the salt's texture to feel their way through the dark. I see. So, Kyu traced the magic circle with his hands to get to the loose floorboard.
Oh, I see. You drew the magic circle with salt and used it as a guide.
What do you got to say to that, brother?
An interesting thought. It is unfortunate that it is so wrong.
What?
Recall the document. What did the magic circle look like? Based on the document, the magic circle wouldn't reach the corners of the room.
Oh, do say. Yes, of course. That's how it's written in the book, my good sir, my good suave man. But if you remember how the room was laid out, there was 4 salt lines drawn to each corner of the room where each of us stood. An interesting theory, my guy. But sadly, you're getting shot down again. So what?
When the room was darkened, each of us was in the corner of the room. Yes. The magic circle didn't reach us, so I could not have followed it. Yes.
But you're talking about the magic circle in the document. That doesn't mean the circle you drew was the same.
No, I most definitely drew it exactly the same. I have it perfectly memorized. So which is it? Is there a way to check?
Not anymore. The magic circle is a complete mess from being trampled on. I see. Another piece of the puzzle. Drawing the circle with salt all but guaranteed it would be temporary. The investigation itself would have gotten rid of the evidence. Clever. Everyone, may I have your attention, please?
What a pain. We don't have any way to check it now.
Excuse me, everyone. May I have your attention, please?
Well, I guess there's no point in discussing the magic circle anymore.
Hey, may I have your attention? I said cut that out! It's too bright! I apologize. I just wanted everyone to listen to me.
About what?
I had Miyu add another function to my body, in addition to the flashlight. What the?
No way! Did you really?
Stop! You can't! I didn't install it for that Please, let me use it. With it, I might be able to save everyone. Alright, so what is this function? It's an image recording function.
Huh? Image recording?
Specifically, this function allows me to dispense a printout of my own memory. I will give it a try. Ready? Brrr. From your mouth? I've also used magic like that before. This printout is my memory of being kicked out of the seance. Please confirm that the floor of the empty room is clearly visible. Go on, take the picture and see for yourself. Oh, okay, got it. I reluctantly took the paper from Kibo's mouth. I keep wanting to call him Keyboy. There it is, folks. There's corners drawn. Not exactly like the book. So this is the magic circle used for the seance. Well, Suichi, do you notice anything? Notice anything? There's corners. There's corners!
There are corners, so you could have felt your way there, bitch! You're not getting out of this one!
This helped out a lot, Kibo. Without you, I never would have seen through Kyu's lie.
My lie?
You just said that you drew the magic circle exactly as it appears in the document. But that's a lie, isn't it? The magic circle in this scene had lines that stretched to the room's corners, which means that you were able to find the floorboard from anywhere in the room. So it was different from the document after all.
Oh, because Himiko noticed, and because of Kibo too.
Hey, where's my thanks? I'm the one who installed that function into Kibo. Hey, yeah, what was it you were saying about its purpose? To be honest, the purpose of the image recording function is to monitor my health. Specifically, I make Kibo use that function every day to analyze my turds.
Excuse me, what the fuck? Huh? Why?
Did I ask? Your what? Why? Shit is great indicator of intestinal health and gut bacterial quality. Plus, taking a satisfying shit does wonders for a woman's natural beauty. So, oh great, is she take a page from Nekumaru's fucking book? You can't live life unless you take a good shit! See? You're all grossed out. This is why I didn't want to tell you about my plan. Quit talking about your poop. No one cares. Kyu, you killed Tenko, didn't you? Just give up and admit it already. So, Kyu, if you have any objections, you can... Alright, well... Why do I even speak?
Well, since you've given me an option, I will most certainly object. To be honest, it's unimportant, but it may be an amusing diversion.
Unimportant?
Now, I shall bear witness to your abilities, Suichi. Do entertain me.
Interesting. If you're going to claim that I'm the culprit, then what of the murder weapon? Oh, how the fuck do I... Oh, if it was set up for the cage, the only people capable of that are Kokichi and Suichi, who carried the cage. So suspicion should fall on them. True, we could have placed the sickle there, but we could not have removed it later. Because we weren't the ones who lifted the cage. That was Himiko. The only person who could have collected the sickle... Oh, fuck, I fucked it. People were Kokichi, da-da-da-da-da. But in regards to this dilemma, I did not carry the cage, nor did lift it. I had no opportunity. You certainly did, my guy. You placed it while you took the white sheet and hid it underneath it. The only person who could have set up the sickle and retrieved it afterward is Kyu. That was done by covering the cage with the white cloth. Because you placed it and you removed it, so you could have hidden the sickle. You could have secretly placed the sickle when you draped the cloth. And retrieved it afterward when you removed the cloth. Then, while everyone was distracted, you discreetly dropped the sickle under the floor.
Wonderful! That's exactly correct!
What? It's correct? Then why don't you give up already?
The trick I put so much work into is just wasted effort now, alas.
So it was you? You killed Tenko?
Let me guess, you'll never forgive me. Himiko, you must hate me oh so very much. Maybe you'd feel better if I was executed by Monokuma. But unfortunately for you, that won't happen. Because if you vote for me, every spotless, including myself, will die.
What you talking about, Kyu?
You still don't understand. I killed Tenko. That is the truth. But it is meaningless in this class trial.
Meaningless?
You mean Monokuma's extra rule, right?
We gotta find out who killed Angie. Ah, that's right! What happens to your votes? What happens to your votes if there are two blackened candidates? Well, I have an answer for that. It's first come, first served.
You see, I killed Tenko, but not Angie. For us, Tenko's death is nothing but a trivial issue. Because the blackened in this trial is the culprit who killed Angie.
A trivial issue? No, that's gotta be a lie. You probably killed Angie too.
That is simply not possible. Recall that I was unable to enter Angie's lab. Oh, only student council members in Kokichi could enter research lab. How could I have possibly killed Angie when I couldn't even enter her lab?
We can figure that out. No one else could have done it besides you. If you're the one who killed Tenko, you gotta be the one who killed Angie. I understand how you feel, Himiko, but maybe we can discuss this rationally and calmly. There is a non-zero probability that Kyu is telling the truth.
So you understand how she feels. I see. Wait, robots can't understand human feelings?
Of course I understand. I work really hard to understand. Hey, why are y'all getting worked up, Kibo? Chill, dude. That's enough! It's voting time! I'm gonna vote for him!
Voting for me will only help the one who murdered Angie.
Isn't Kyu culprit?
Of course, I am not. This case was an error on my part. Monokuma added that rule after both bodies were found, yes. How was I to know that the trial would only be for Angie's killer? Had I known, I certainly wouldn't have killed Tenko.
You're lying! You killed Tenko and Angie! Now hold on, jumping to conclusions here is dangerous. Oh shit, I didn't mean to flick the screen.
We should talk about it more. This case might have some juicy plot twists waiting to happen.
Nuts to that! Any way you look at this case, Kyu is obviously the culprit.
Yeah, there's sort of no other way to look at it.
No, it's too dangerous to vote before we arrive at a logical decision. Hold it! Wowee! This argument is getting intense at times like this. The Ultimate Academy is proud to present the very own more phenomenal trial ground.
Yippee! I've been waiting for this.
Why are you waiting for it? Kyu confessed to killing Tenko, but insists that he didn't kill Angie. We won't forgive Kyu for what he did, but we can't vote until we know the facts. I have to pin down the evidence and convince everyone.
Split opinion.
Vote for Korakiyu? Vote now. Don't vote yet. Kiyu killed Tenko and Angie. We don't know certain that Kiyu killed Angie. He forced his way into Angie's research lab and killed her. But he couldn't get into Angie's research lab. The katana was found in Kiyu's lab. Anyone could have entered my lab.
And Kiyu killed Tenko. So Kiyu killed Tenko, and he's the Blackened? Perhaps there's a second Blackened we need to find.
Are you planning to use the new rule to protect yourself?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, a new rule to protect yourself.
Not possible. That rule was added after both murders.
We solved the mystery of Tenko's death. Can't we just vote now?
There's still a mystery afoot. Not yet! There's still another mystery to solve. It's so hard to fucking read them when they start them, like, behind the fucking heads. And I have to, like, find the right answer while also trying to read. And I'm sorry. It's like, I'm multitasking on that one, so I kind of fuck it up a little bit, so, but the word should really, I'm sorry. That is one thing. Danganronpa devs, I absolutely love your game series, but come the fuck on. Why the fuck do you put the dialogue behind them? I don't get that. I get it during the debate showdowns, like just like the non-stop debates. I get that, because sometimes you want to like hide what they're saying, so that way it's like it's intense and it's like you gotta fire the truth bullet accurate. I get that. But why that one? I can't see half of what they're fucking saying until like they finish saying it. Like, that's bullshit. Like, why do you put half the words behind their head? Like, Gunta's head took up half the fucking screen. Like, I can't read what he's saying. It would be a mistake to vote before we've completely solved Angie's murder. And there's still a mystery of Tenko's murder. Mystery? What kind of mystery? Well, Kiyu's confession derailed our conversation a bit. But we still have to go over one of the clues found at Tenko's crime scene. I believe it might have something to do with Angie's murder. Hey y'all, Sauce the Boss here. Give you a little insider tip on what he's getting at. There was dried blood on one of the floorboards. Keep that in mind, kiddos. Have a nice day and enjoy the rest of the trial. Yes, the outlying piece of evidence at Tenko's murder scene. As I'm about to reveal it now, so I guess I could have just waited. Where the fuck it is. Hello? Hello? Dried blood.
Under the floor.
The bloodstain found under the floor. Maki and I found it during the investigation. It was beneath the floorboard that the culprit stomped on.
Is that Tenko's blood?
The bloodstain was too far from Tenko's corpse to have been hers. Also, the bloodstain was already dry when we found it, but the blood from Tenko's body hadn't begun to dry yet. Uh-oh! What was Angie's blood doing at Tenko's murder scene? Oh, God heavens! Well, that's weird. Why was the bloodstain the only dry one? The bloodstain under the floorboard was dry because... Oh, it happened before the seance. The bloodstain wasn't from Tenko's murder. It was there before we started the seance. Before the seance? That should make it clear whose blood it was. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What was Angie doing there? Yes, sir. What was Angie doing there? Perhaps witnessing someone set up Tenko's murder the night before. Oh, baby. Oh, we're cracking down on it. We're cracking down on it. We're crack-a-lacka-backa-deckin'. That bloodstain wasn't Tenko's. It was Angie's. Nah. Why was blood from Angie at the scene of Tenko's murder? Yeah, wasn't Angie killed in her research lab? That's what we thought. That is what we thought. It was an elaborate ruse. Just because we found her body there doesn't mean she was killed there. I guess that's possible.
If Angie wasn't killed in her lab, then that opens up a lot more possibilities.
Anyone could have fucking killed her. But not just anyone, ladies and gentlemen.
We assume that only student council members could have killed Angie, since her body was in the lab. But if she died somewhere else, then we can't suspect just the council members anymore.
So the culprit didn't enter her lab, but waited for her to come out of it?
I'm not sure if the culprit waited for her, but they probably killed her when she came out. Well, I thought that was more likely from the start. So I went to places Angie might have gone and checked all 3 empty rooms.
Places she might have gone? Why did you check the empty rooms then?
Because she was gonna perform the ritual.
Oh dear me. Oh dear me, Kyu. Looks like you're in trouble, my guy. Looks like you committed a double murder.
The empty rooms were the only places I could think that Angie would go.
Huh? Did Angie have business in rooms? It seems Kokichi's up to his unusual misleading nonsense again.
I do lie a lot, and I could be lying right now too. But I'm pretty sure someone's panicking right now because of my lie.
Yes, sir. Angie left her lab on her own and headed to the room where she was killed. Is Kokichi's statement true? Or...
The art research lab is not where Angie was killed. She was killed in the empty room instead.
She left her lab on her own?
But why would she go into an empty room? There shouldn't have been anything in there.
Except for candles. She wanted a candle! Sordia Sunsetta to burn the Necronomicon! That's it. Angie went to that room to get a candle. Yeah, for kinky wax play. No, Angie was going to use it for the ritual. According to the Necronomicon, to resurrect the dead. After preparing the effigy, burn the Necronomicon to ashes. Use caution. Be mindful of carbon monoxide poisoning. Then, did she seek out a candle so she could burn the book? That's right! There's nothing to start a fire with in Angie's lab! So she went to get a candle from one of the empty rooms. And that's when the culprit attacked her? But not just for any reason, because she caught him in the act of setting up Tenko's murder.
That's why there was dried blood under floor? Which means Angie was attacked in the same room the seance was held. Bravo, Himiko! Well done for choosing the room for the seance.
Yeah?
If we hadn't done the seance in that room, then Tenko's murder would have been in another room. If that happened, no one would have discovered Angie's bloodstain under the floorboards.
That's right. Suichi and I only checked under the floorboards where Tenko died.
Yep, it's all thanks to Himiko for choosing the same room as Angie. This must be Atua's will, or maybe the power of magic?
It's neither. I just picked one. Hold on. You're all acting as though you've proven that as a fact already. You claim Angie was murdered in the empty room and then moved to the lab.
Oh, are you going to suggest how she got there because of all the blood? Oh, golly gee willikers. It was almost like there was something on her body that could have plugged up her bloodstain hole. Interesting indeed. A squinty.
Then how do you explain the large amount of blood in the lab? It may be possible to carry a body, but blood cannot be moved.
That is interesting indeed, a squinty. I think she was still alive after the attack in the empty room. She was killed after she was carried to the lab. That means the culprit attacked her twice, and I have evidence of that.
The forehead injury. Oh, her big ass forehead, bruh. Goddamn, that big ass forehead be primed for stabbing.
The fatal wound was a cut to the back of her neck from the katana. But she was also showed signs of blunt force trauma, and I think I know why. After Angie was knocked unconscious in the empty room, she was killed in her lab. I see! So that puddle of blood is from the killing blow! Ha! It's all clear now. Angie was attacked in the empty room, carried to her lab. And there is when the culprit finished her off.
All clear? This is all clear? What are you talking about? All clear. What is all clear? What are you all clear? What are you what are you?
What the fuck? What? That's what he looks like under the mask? Hold on, he looks kind of fucking hot, bro. God damn. Oh, god damn, you make me act up, bro. Holy shit, you're fucking hot. Is it okay if I make out with you? Why is he, dude, he's hot. What the fuck? God damn, bro. I'd fucking make out with him. What the fuck, bro? You single-handedly, like, by removing your mask, you've turned me on. That doesn't make any sense. Wait, hold on. Is this your cruel ploy to get out of this? Oh, wait. He has split personality. He has split personality. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
What should I do? This is technically a new character if it's split personality.
Sweet Korku, calm yourself. Their words are all hollow. There is no meaning to any of them.
What?
You must teach these ignorant children a lesson. Yes, you're right. Okay, I will teach them.
What the hell are you mumbling about? You're giving me the goddamn willies.
Not yet. Nothing is clear at all. It's all full of doubts, of mysteries, of a dense, impenetrable fog. Nothing is clear at all.
Was there? Are you sure about that? Angie was attacked first and then carried to the research lab. It's impossible. That's nothing but a delusion. You intend to poison the minds. It's not delusion. Angie's 2 external wounds tell the story. After she was struck in the empty room, she was carried to the art research lab and then killed. You say that the culprit carried her away, and not a single drop of blood fell. And the hallway, empty room, there were no blood stains. Even if you wiped the floor clean, there are no traces of evidence left behind. There is no evidence any fucking where. Yes, there is. You taped it up, you cunt. Just give up already, brother. It's all game over. It's all downhill. You murdered them both. There was evidence left at the scene, the bloody tape under Angie's body.
What?
It was wrapped around her head at the top to stop the bleeding while she was being carried.
Bloody tape? Gunther didn't notice at all.
It was under her body. It's most likely evidence the culprit should have gotten rid of. But since it was hidden, the culprit didn't notice and failed to dispose of it. It must have fallen as the fatal blow was dealt and ended up under her body. It must have been Atua who did that for us.
What? Atua? How long are you going to keep that up?
Now you know most of the mystery behind Angie's murder. I'm convinced there's only one person who could have killed Angie. Oh, brother, you fucked up. You absolutely fucked up. You killed them both, brother. You can't get out of it. Ooh, you fucked up. You fucked up, brother. Ooh, yeah. Fucked up. you done fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. You have fucked up now. It's you, Kyu. You killed Angie. What the fuck? So it's true?
Well, that was obvious. Such a boring, obvious answer.
You killed both of them? Why? Why did you kill them? In terms of pure logic, only one victim was necessary to win.
Why? Why you killed them both?
I think one of the murders was an accident.
An accident?
That's right. It was part of the plan. It wasn't part of the plan.
Huh? Which one?
The murder that was an accident. The murder of Angie Youngana. She saw him setting up Tenko's murder and he had to kill her as well. Angie's murder was an accident.
What? Tenko wasn't accident?
That's right. Kyu originally planned to kill someone with the seesaw trick. But while he was making preparations in the empty room, Angie walked in. So they had to kill her. He had to kill her. So he decided to kill her in order to keep her from talking. And he had to set up the whole elaborate ruse to throw us off. Otherwise, everything would have been in shambles. She just happened to walk into the culprit setting up and was killed. Then he should have just stopped there. Once he killed Angie, there was no reason for him to kill Tenko.
He only needed to kill one for this game. Killing two is pointless.
And it's harder to get away with, so why would you?
If you get bonus points for killing more, then sure. Otherwise, it leaves more clues behind.
And actually, it was the murder of Angie that gave him away. Pretty much, because if that's the one we had to solve, the fact that we found Angie's bloodstains is what fucked him over. So in reality, like, if you think about it, we would have never searched the seance room. We never would have searched the seance room. If it was just Angie's murder, he would have gotten away with it. He absolutely would have gotten away with it. There would have been no clues to lead us into going into the seance. But he technically, and that's the crazy thing, he fucked himself over by doing the seance and killing Tenko. Because we then discovered Angie's blood and then thus proved that he killed both of them.
Why, Kyu? Why you killed two of our friends? What on earth are you talking about? No, I'm not the culprit. So why is everyone looking at me like I am? Why? Why are they? Why is it? Calm yourself, Korikyu. Yes. You mustn't raise your voice. You mustn't stutter. You mustn't lose composure. You mustn't become flustered. You mustn't waver. Look at their horrid faces. This sorry lot is not worth agonizing over. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
There he goes again. What the hell is wrong with him?
It almost seems like he's talking with someone.
Someone? He's just talking to himself. And why the hell is he wearing lipstick?
No matter how loudly you protest, This is a trivial matter. I will never acknowledge your allegations, not a single one of them. For you see, there is no evidence that I killed Angie. No, I will not acknowledge it. I will only acknowledge facts, true events. I won't acknowledge fiction, mystery. I won't acknowledge your deductions or guesses. Well said. Good job, Koriki. Yes, thanks.
It creeps me the fuck out!
No evidence. There's no evidence that he killed Angie. You're wrong. There is evidence. What? Do you realize bluffs like that won't work? Yes? The weapon that was used to knock Angie unconscious in the empty room. That weapon tells the whole story, Kiyu. That's not possible. I think you may have misunderstood. Apologize. Come on. Apologize. 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 Come on. Apologize. 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 Seriously, what the hell is happening? I have no idea what's happening with Kiyu, but I know that what weapon he used on Angie, and I have to prove it to him. Wait, he's got Yusuke's mask! Yo, he's fucking Yusuke! Look at that shit! That's dope as fuck. Yo, he really do kind of, well, he's kind of more like a shogunate, so, well, he kind of looks like Yusuke. Whoop! You used a removed floorboard, brother! That's why there was blood on it. Oh, God, dude, he's fucking hot, bro. That was kind of, he's fucking sexy. He was gonna make me act up if he keeps acting like a woman. He keeps acting like a trap, I might act up. Kiyu hit Angie with the same floorboard he used in the seesaw trick. I see. And how do you know the floorboard was the murder weapon? There was a small patch of dried blood on the underside of the floorboard. Angie's blood? Blood that splattered there when the culprit struck Angie with the board. But that's not the only evidence that she was hit with the floorboard. There's also a blood stain under the floor to consider for that to be there. Oh, to consider for that to be there, the floorboard must have not been in place at the time of the attack. Good point. Had the floorboard been in place, her blood wouldn't have splattered beneath it. Kiyu's earlier confession is further evidence that the floorboard was used. How? If the weapon used to hit Angie is the floorboard from the same seesaw trick, it means the culprit knew about the seesaw. So the same person killed Tenko and Angie. I believe that while Kiyu was setting up the seesaw, he was holding the floorboard. And when Angie walked in, he then cold-cocked her with he then cold-cocked her with the floorboard. All you can do now is accept it. You even confessed to Tenko's murder already. So it's true. This is the truth. Looks like we're almost to the end. Alright, Suichi, I'll leave the finale to you. Bring down the house. Suichi, please, put an end to this. For Angie and Tenko's sake, end this class trial. I understand. I'll go over everything one more time. Kiyu, I want you to confess. No, I will force you to confess. Let's get it done, brothers! Let's look back at the first murder. It was late last night, and the culprit was in an empty room on the 4th floor.
the culprit was preparing the seance murder they had planned. To use the floorboard as a seesaw, they had to cut the crosspiece supporting it. The plan was to make the same preparations for all 3 empty rooms. This would divert suspicion away from the culprit to whoever picked a room. To cut a crosspiece, they needed a saw. I imagine they got one from the warehouse. They were planning to cut the crosspieces in all 3 rooms. However, when the culprit was working in the middle room, the unexpected happened. Angie walked into the room and saw the culprit making their preparations. She needed some fire for the ritual and had gone to the room for a candle. At that point, the culprit had not finished the setup and was just cutting cross pieces. Angie might have concluded that it was tied to some kind of murder plan. But now that Angie had seen it, the culprit couldn't use their seesaw trick. And any other person might have just given up, but not our culprit. The culprit took the floorboard they loosened and struck the unsuspecting Angie in the head. The culprit did not want to give up on their plan they had to improvise. They wrapped duct tape around Angie's injury to stop the bleeding. They then picked up her unconscious body and carried her to her research lab. While she was unconscious, the culprit hurried to tie up this loose end. But because they were in a hurry, they made a crucial oversight. They didn't notice the duct tape had peeled off and was under Angie's body. Without that evidence, we may never have figured out the culprit's trick. Carrying the supplies they needed, the culprit returned to the Ultimate Art Lab. Locked the front from the inside, and took out the katana they had brought from their own lab. They then stabbed Angie in the back of the neck, finally killing her. Then, to further confuse us, the culprit attempted to make a locked room mystery. First, they used the rope from the warehouse and hung 4 effigies upside down. There were 2 reasons for this: to overwhelm the room with an occult atmosphere, and the other was the key to locking the room. The culprit struck the katana into Kaide's effigy near the rear entrance. And spun the effigy around to twist up the rope. After enough turns, the culprit let go and headed for the rear door. Once released, the effigy began spinning, and the gold leaf katana with it. The handle of the katana then hit the sliding lock, locking the door. A difficult trick, but remember that the lock was so loose it moved at the slightest touch. The culprit also would have had the opportunity to attempt it many times. Once complete, the door was locked, but the duct tape was still left behind. Perhaps the culprit noticed it, but by that point, it was too late. The room was sealed. There was no way for them to get back inside. Then, this morning, we opened up the room and discovered Angie's body. But the culprit wasn't finished. They wanted one more murder. To do that, they manipulated us into performing the seance. Of the 3 empty rooms, the middle one was chosen for the seance. I was invited by Kokichi to take Kibo's place in the seance. Tenko volunteered to be the medium, but she never imagined it would get her killed. To perform the seance, the culprit claimed they needed something for Tenko. A small stone that Himiko had brought from the courtyard. Tenko, at the culprit's request, bowed her head until it was touching the stone. That position was instrumental in making sure the murder went as planned. Next, Kokichi and I placed the iron cage over Tenko in the middle of the magic circle. The culprit then volunteered to drape the white cloth over the iron cage. We didn't realize it at the time, but that was a deliberate decision by the culprit. They needed to set up the murder weapon that was used to kill Tenko. While they were covering the cage with the cloth, they secretly placed the sickle. Finally, the 4 of us placed the wooden statue on top of the cage. The culprit used the weight of the statue to keep the murder weapon in place. After the preparations were complete, we began the seance. In complete darkness, we each stood in one corner and sang the Cage Child song. When the song finished, the soul of the dead was supposed to enter the medium, but our culprit had another plan, to commit a murder in the darkness. Right after we started singing, the culprit began making their way toward Tenko. It would have been quite difficult to do so in total darkness, but our culprit had a guide. They used the lines of magic circle drawn with salt. The culprit felt for the salt and used it to guide them along. And when the culprit reached the center of the circle, they found the floorboard that had the crosspiece cut out of the night before. And lifted up their foot and stomped down hard on the floorboard. The floorboard lifted up like a seesaw and pushed Tenko's body up toward the ceiling of the cage. Tenko was stabbed in the back of the neck by the sickle on the top of the cage. She was killed right before our eyes, and we didn't even see it. After committing the crime, the culprit followed the salt back to the corner. Finished the ritual and had us light the candles. We followed the culprit's directions and removed the equipment used for the seance. And discovered Tenko's body. And while we were all focused on the body, the culprit picked up the sickle and dropped it under the floor through the hole in the corner of the room. Ironically, the final step of the murder was unwittingly carried out by us. The culprit had planned the murder so that we would unintentionally destroy some evidence. That evidence was the magic circle that the culprit used to navigate the dark. However, the culprit didn't know that Kibo had taken a picture. He really saved us. Without that, we wouldn't know what changes were made to the circle. But now we know for certain that we know the culprit drew that magic circle. Korikyo Shinguji, the ultimate anthropologist. You're the culprit behind these murders. That's where my detective work leads us. It all fits.
Korikyo, a sweet Korikyo, there are times when it's necessary to admit defeat.
Admit?
Yeah. Okay. So, you finally admit you did it? Unfortunately, yes. Yes, it's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Oh, one regret. My only regret was not being able to make 100 friends.
What is this, Comey now? Comey can't communicate?
100 friends? It was my dream to make 100 friends. Oh, it's so unfortunate. I was so close to 100.
What are you talking about? I do not understand a word of this. Who gives a fuck? Let's vote for this kooky bastard and be done with this already. Roger that. One voting time coming up. The heart racing excitement as... The heart racing excitement!
As the Blackened of the Spotless finally face off.
Oh, the Blackened and the Spotless. I don't know why I keep screwing that up. It's voting time! Damn, they're really leaving him in the dust. I kind of feel bad, bro. Unfortunate, bro. I mean, it was a pretty good setup, though. I gotta admit that. And also, for some reason, I don't know what it is about, like, your whole second personality, but you're kind of hot, not gonna lie. Now then, let's see the voting is finished. Let's see the results. Let's see, did he vote for me again? If I have one for me, I know it's Korikyo. Did the bastard vote for me? Oh no, he voted for, you know what, good on you. Good man. Kurumi was the only one that so far had voted for me because she didn't want to, you know, see the truth. So I'm glad Kyu at least manned up to his fucking kills. What a lad. What a guy. Didn't think he'd do it, but goddamn, here we are. Who'll be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Don't worry, Q. There'll be plenty of time for you to reminisce in the afterlife. I send my condolences. Maybe I'll contact you through seance. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, I kind of screwed up a little bit. I hope I didn't, like, get deranked. There was a couple instances I kind of fucked up, but... still got the A, brother. Still got the perfect. We still rolling right along, babe. Rolling around in the speed of sound. God blazes, don't gotta follow my way.